have something to say about the event.
Did you want to talk about your event?
Yeah, my name is Louis Baker, and
Spell the last name. B-A-K-E-R.
and we proposed the Iron Horse Stampede, which is an attempt to bring the bikers together on an annual basis, and it's a Sturgis type event. You've got some basic information here that alludes to what we're trying to do. Most of these are events that we're trying to do, are games. They're not, you know, I'm not going to say that don't involve some degree of chance, but very little. I used to ride and played horse polo, and that's why I was able to come up with this concept of doing it with the bikes. And we've actually tried it with a number of people here in town, and they liked it, and it doesn't seem to be that difficult, and it's certainly not any more dangerous than the monster trucks or anything else that you might have. And so we're asking for the opportunity of being able to give this as a general revenue source for Pahrump on an annual basis, and this is the first time. We have the biker clubs, whether it happens to be the VFW or the Free Riders or the Tribe. Those they're all, obviously these are clubs that you are well known here. The clubs for the most part are social clubs. You know, we get together, we ride. We don't really have the Free Riders, for example. We don't have an agenda that we follow. We're all independent bikers, Americans, and voters for the most part, and a lot of us are veterans.
I have a question.
I'm sorry?
You have to speak loud.
Just a question.
Sure.
Would it be anything horrible to maybe go one weekend later in May?
Well, the reason for May 19th, 20th, and 21st is that May 20th is Nevada's recognition day of motorcycles. It's
Right.
I don't know if it's a holiday or not. All I know is that it's Nevada Memorial for motorcycles, and well deserving, because there's about 83,000 bikers in Nevada.
Right. I very much can appreciate that, although we have another group who's already got that weekend scheduled, and they've been bumped already this year before. And
well,
I kind of hesitate to want to make them move again.
Well, I thought there was just one day that they were using it for a couple of hours.
No, they're all day.
I really don't know. Okay.
Yeah, they're all day. You know, they'll come in Friday, set up their stuff, and then Saturday they will be all day long.
Well, if we can work around it, we'd like to.
I don't know how you're gonna work around it, because they use both arenas.
Doesn't POS normally get out of the arena Saturday afternoon?
About 3 or 4.
So maybe this group could take Sunday,
Yeah.
because I feel that they're coming to us a little too late. You know, if they come to us.
Could you guys start maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
I think so.
On Saturday?
Sure.
But, okay, before we start projecting that is a discussion we gotta make sure we have with the original group, that
Right.
they're okay with that. Because like I said, technically,
It's
per
theirs.
our bylaws,
Yep.
they have it until noon on Sunday. So that is a conversation that needs to be
Right.
brought to that.
Which is, they are here. How does POS feel about releasing the arena when you guys are done to another
On
group?
Sunday, yes. Saturday, no, because I still have exhibitors that stay.
Okay,
I could make it available on Sunday. We move in, we start our setup anywhere between 1 and 4 o'clock. The last show that we had, we were there until probably 7, 8 o'clock at night doing setup. Our hours are to be on Friday night. Our hours on Saturday, we start We have exhibitors that show up 2 to 3 hours ahead of time. Our show office opens at 8, our show starts at 9, and we go to however long it takes us to finish on Saturday. Last show, we did not get out of there until 4, 5 o'clock.
I'll attest, that's when Bailey came home.
Yeah.
May I ask you to state your name and spell it?
My name is Trish Phelps. My last name is Phelps. I'm the show manager and representative for the Pahrump Open Schooling Shows, AKA POS.
Thank you.
We can modify. We wanted 3 days, but if we have to do it in one, we'll have to crash and do it in one or 1.5. The more important issue here is we're trying to establish something that's going to be an annual event here in Pahrump, and the revenue and everything that comes from it is outstanding. I don't need to tell you how much money has made us, it surges. And we don't expect it to be anywhere near that big, but the good part about Pahrump is that we have the BLM property that we can use to expand. And then the one question I had at the meeting yesterday with the commissioners, I don't know what it was yesterday or not, the day before, and the one question was, and I posed this question, they said, well, where are you going to park 1,000 bikes, okay? Well, the question is, that's the same thing that happens with the festivals. Where do they park? Well, there is a solution. I'm going to give you the solution right now. The solution is right across the street, the Binyard property.
Ah, we're
That's
off
not a
subject. We can't talk about that during arena reservations. Sorry, Robert.
You can't talk about
About the
use it?
parking.
Yeah, it's just, this portion.
Well,
Um,
could have bought it a
So
couple years ago
question,
for.
are you thinking you wanna do this the third weekend in May every year?
Yeah.
It will always be that weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, he just wants to make sure that his weekend falls whenever the motorcycle day is.
That could be in the middle of the week though.
Yeah, but
That's why, you establish, I want the third weekend of the month or something.
Well, I mean, we got pushed into that situation because we tried to do this last year. We ran into a lot of complications getting the liability insurance, and then when we were supposed to be on the agenda, they didn't have us on the agenda, so they got pushed back almost another month, and it left me with 2 weeks to put on a major event. Can't possibly do that. It isn't right to.
So Trish, you would be okay if they came in Sunday morning?
Yeah, but I also have some other concerns about a motorcycle rally and a horse show on the same weekends. And we've been bumped before, and actually we've been bumped this same time for the last couple of years, and we're kind of tired of having our dates bumped. And we understand we can't compete business-wise that way. But is there something that we're just tired? We do months and months in advance. We have our insurance. We're here a year ahead of time. We get, all our paperwork is in order. We have all of our safety measures. We keep all the fire lanes done. We even move for other festivals our dates so that there isn't a conflict with parking, traffic, safety. We do have kids that come and show, and lead line kids, if,
Right.
let's say, not that
Chair,
it would happen.
May I interrupt the speaker, please? May I interrupt you, Ms. Phillips? Deborah Strickland, STRICKLAND. What we ran across at the commission is the commissioners want, I'm sorry, I will now speak loud. What we ran across with the commissioners is they did want to support you, but there wasn't enough backup material for us to move forward, first off. Second off, this conflict with POS isn't just POS. There's a craft show in this room, in these rooms, that same weekend too. POS and the crafts work well together. Those two things don't work well with you, with your event. And so I am like Ms. Chappell, who has asked if you won't change your dates to Memorial Day weekend, which is the following weekend, when there are no conflicts. I, as a commissioner, can support that. If you bring in the backup material that Jimmy Martinez is going to need for your application. So I'd like to state that to you, Chair. That's what I bring as from the commissioners and the meeting that he went to. Thank you.
Okay. Scott Tibbetts, board member. Trish, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I feel that reservations are first come, first serve. If you guys come in and you say, I want this date, this date, this date, this date, back in October, November, I feel you, and you guys pay your reservation fee, you should get your date. And I do realize there are some, things that come into the valley that are money-making things. And yes, we need to promote the valley and, you know, bring these, money-making things into the valley, but we also have to promote, keep up with our locals. Our locals support that arena. So,
Yes, we do.
and if someone comes in 2 months before the, you know, before the event and wants a date, I think that's just too late. You need to come in 6, 7, 8 months prior.
I did a year and a half ago.
Well, we never got the arena reservation to use this date.
Well, the bottom line is that, this is an event that we're trying to do to help the community, okay?
Mhm.
It's not
Agreed.
it's not an event for a particular club, whether it's a tribe or the VFW, but all of those people are voters and citizens of Pahrump. And so it isn't just the local populace, the people who are not motorcycle riders. It's the fact that we represent a very large group, and we're trying to do something that's going to be beneficial to Nevada, to Pahrump in particular, so I think it deserves worthy consideration. However, you know, I can't keep putting it off.